Welcome to Ratchet, Weave, Diaries. Zombie Girl here, and I'm here to update you on all the happenings inside the Big Brother house. Breaking news. Alyssa is batshit crazy, and I kind of love it. Bitch have folk med, shook yesterday. They started scrambling like cockroaches escaping Gina Marie's cooch. It all started early, in the day around 3 p.m. Big Brother time. Andy, McCrae and Amanda were trying to engage in a perfectly good Howard bashing sketch. And Alyssa had to ruin that shit by totes misinterpreting some shit Andy did to make McCrae laugh. It was like that bitchy cunt judge who threw Chad Johnson in jail for goozing his lawyer all over again. But I digress. So yeah, as I was saying, all the trio from hell wanted to discuss was how much they hate Howard for the 1 millionth time this week, and Alyssa had a hissy fit, ruining the mood for them all. While discussing their belief that Howard uses the Bible to get ahead in a game, Alyssa started to share with them her opinions on faith and religion. The more she talked, the louder it got, so Andy tried to send a message to her, via hand movement, to quiet down, and McCrae thought that it was funny and dared to laugh. Alyssa thought that they were making fun of her, and her panties wadded up. In the end, Alyssa ended up storming off to inject some more Botox into her face. Or something else, maybe. Anyway, McCrae and Andy, on the orders of their queen, Amanda the man-eating harlot, ran after Alyssa to try to explain that, no they were not making fun of her religious beliefs, and that the bitch was too damn loud. You know, since Gina, the twat-slaying dragon, Marie, was nearby, and since she is in an alliance with Howard, she would tell him everything she overheard. Alyssa didn't want to hear none of that old bullshit, though. She was basically like, talk to the hand because the face cannot understand. A little known fact. Botox acts as a powerful force field, keeping all reason and logic soundly at bay. True story. Anyway, apparently Alyssa was not happy with anything McSquirt and Andy, the teleporting floater, had to say. So, later on, she did what any reasonable gal would do. She tried to blow up everyone's alliances. First, she told Caitlyn that the house planned to vote her out and keep Aaron. Caitlyn, who slept all day, furrowed her tragic eyebrows together and was all like, what? You know, because Helen had just told her the week before that she would protect her. Of course, that was all a lie to get Jeremy out of the house, and as one of the only people allowed to lie in the house, Helen felt perfectly fine with misleading Caitlyn. This information sent Caitlyn reeling, naturally. She's all alone now that her dick on a stick and ringworm bearer was voted out, but she thought she would at least be safe a week. Alyssa suggested that Caitlyn not simply go talk to 1 or 2 people alone, but talk to the entire group so that she can get to the truth. Alyssa also, essentially, told Caitlyn that she heard that Caitlyn, DIARIES, Howard and Spencer had a 4-person alliance and suggested that maybe Aaron was spreading that lie to get Caitlyn evicted. This led to all but McManda and Candace, crammed into one room discussing who said what to who, why, where, and how. Perpetual victim and darling of the Ku Klux Klan, didn't waste a moment making a meeting about her, asking why Alyssa told Caitlyn that Aaron was the one who told her about the alliance with Howard and Spencer. Alyssa's force field was in full effect, though, and she didn't want to hear anything Aaron had to say, and she all but told her to go choke on a swastika. Aaron wouldn't let the subject drop, you know Aaron being Aaron, and kept pressing the issue. Alyssa said she didn't say that Aaron was the one who did it, but that she threw out a lot of people's names as possible culprits. Aaron still takes this as Alyssa saying Aaron did it, even if Alyssa also mentioned other people. You know. Logic. Caitlyn backs Alyssa up and says that she didn't say that she knew for sure that Aaron was the one who did it, and that she also named some other people. Although Caitlyn is the one getting screwed in all of this, the Texas Nazi doesn't care if Alyssa named others, and managed to come out of the other side as the one true victim. Bitch, got skills. Once the meeting ended, everyone fanned out and started to freak out. When Jed got Alyssa alone, He tried to explain to her how she has now royally screwed him with Howard and Spencer because they will know that he was the one who told them about the alliance. Alyssa activated her force field and everything Judd said bounced off her face. Meanwhile, Helen and Andy are together trying to figure out why Alyssa would go and tell Caitlin anything. Andy called Alyssa a malfunctioning robot. That made me laugh because if there is anything that Andy would know about, it's sci-fi and how it's possible for cyborgs to look just like human beings. At the end of the conversation, he astral projected up to the HOH room where he, McCrae, Jesse and Helen continued to fret over Alyssa's actions. After reminding everyone that she is a mom, Helen decided that Alyssa must go soon. For the record, Judd and Andy made a fake alliance with Spencer and Howard. Spencer, Howard, and Judd made a fake alliance with Gina Marie and Caitlin. Gina Marie and Caitlin think they are in an alliance with those three men, but they aren't. The only real alliance seems to be the Goof Troop, which is comprised of McManda, Judd and Andy. Later that night, Candace is talking with Helen and Jesse, opining about how she believes that Amanda is the one who told Alyssa about the alliance as a way to manipulate Alyssa to go off, thus putting a target on Alyssa's back. Since the alliance involves Howard and Spencer, it also has the dual purpose of further tarnishing their reputation to get them out of the house. Of course, Candace is completely wrong about all of this. She's usually more observant, but her head is so far up Howard's ass these days that she can see what he had for dinner the night before. As long as she is more worried about his game than her own, the bitch is fucked. I'm going to let Candace slide on this one since everyone in the house has lied about and thought she did stuff she never did. Of course, it gets back to Amanda through Jesse and Andy that Candace thinks that Amanda is the one who told Alyssa about the four-person alliance. Amanda wants to go and confront Candace about what she is telling people, but she is temporarily talked down by McCrae. Being Amanda, the one who has to bully and control everything, she decided that she would go off on Candace and Caitlin anyway, which only further convinced them that she was the one who started everything. Candace denied that she was pinning it all on Amanda. I mean, why should she be left out of the lying ass mother Fookers club? Later, Amanda summoned Howard into the cockpit and told him, in so many words, that he needed to get his bitch in check, and to tell Candace to keep Amanda's name out of her mouth. Howard bullshitted her for a little while, for shits and giggles, and told her that she should talk to Candace like a woman and tell her all of this herself. Amanda had the nerve. No, the audacity. No, the balls, to ask Howard if he knows what an alliance is. She asked this very loudly, I might add. Howard's response. Are we in an alliance? We haven't talked in days. Amanda said that they were, and he was supposed to be protecting her because she is protecting him. Excuse me for a second while I roll on the floor and laugh. We are talking about Amanda, here. The woman who can't go 5 minutes without saying Howard's name, and who has been trying to get him evicted the last 2 weeks. She really thinks that Howard is dumb enough to believe that they are in an actual alliance together. Big Brothering 101, even if you are in a fake alliance, you still have to work the alliance as if it is real. Am I right? Or am I right? Amanda leaves the conversation genuinely confused as to why Howard isn't willing to go to bat for her with Candace. Insert, sigh, here. Amusingly, Caitlin was outside of the cockpit half of the time listening to Amanda yell at Howard. Later Howard and Candace talk. Candace lies and says that she only told 2 people that she thought Amanda was behind everything. Those 2 people, she tells him, were Jesse and Spencer. She goes on to tell Howard that he can't trust Spencer, and surprisingly, Howard seems to be agreeing with her for the first time ever. He managed to go the entire conversation without talking down to her. But, of course, Candace is still wrong. She thinks Spencer told Amanda what she said, but it was actually Jesse and Andy. Candace is about to screw Howard over, and separate him from the only other person who would try to save him. Oops. That is about the gist of last night's drama. So much more went on, but if I try to talk about it all, I'll be here forever. That brain over there is not about to cook itself. I will cap this off with yesterday's low and highlights. Low light. Judd was quickly becoming my favorite cast member, but yesterday he decided to call Candace a gold-digging whore and a bitch sloth. First of all, calling people whores is my job. Second of all, I really did think that Judd was above all of that. It seemed beneath him. Third of all, he is in an alliance with the king and queen of all sloths, so it's quite amusing to hear him refer to Candace as such. Yesterday's highlight? Alyssa. Keep stirring the pot of shit, girl. I love it. That's it for me. I do hope you liked the video. If so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If I get enough likes, maybe I will do a few of these a week. Ciao, Bella.